to what we're about to do. Dead as a doornail. We're going to just get it where it needs to be. I'm going to pull the exposure down. And now what we did was we woke up all of these little highlights. And then we're going to pull down the highlights here. So it really woke up this kind of blush pink in the dress. Let me do it again. This is where we were, dead as a doornail. Okay, look at the whites. And this is where we're going to go. Watch. Ba-bam. So now you can actually appreciate the richness of the white and the richness of the color behind it. I'm going to pull open the shadows just a pinch. And now we're going to go to color. And we're going to I'm going to pull this back to where it was. This is where it was. Actually, I don't think that's too bad. I am going to just do a little bit of adjustment. Let me zoom in. So he's pretty olive. She's very peachy. So let's make them both really, really sing. We're going to increase the vibrance just a little bit. And we're going to actually, I think, filter out a tiny bit of yellow. I think it's a little too yellow. Yeah, that looks really nice to me. And now I think maybe we'll do a little bit of dehazing just to bring in the grass and the cherry blossom. Sorry. We're going to dehaze a tiny bit. I think that's too much, actually. Let me go this way. Let me just, sorry. My screen is a little jumpy right now. Yeah, I like it. I might actually saturate it a tiny bit because there's this nice highlight on this pond back here that is a little bit, I'm getting there. God, Mike, wait a second. So I'm going to pull in the saturation just a punch, just a tiny pinch. See that highlight right here? Look at this highlight right here. You have to build it up. So there we go. I think that actually does it. Now you also have to remember these cherry blossoms are in the back of the picture. They're not the main event. So what we want to do is we don't want to overcorrect for something that isn't the main event. But if you want cherry blossoms, I will give you cherry blossoms. Give me a second and I will get you a cherry blossom file. And we will do that and it will blow your mind. Okay. All right, ding dong. You want a cherry blossom? You got one. Here we go. Hang on. Just a moment. It's a huge file. It's going to take a second to open. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to be off to the races. Okay. Share screen. Here we go. I have to select the file. Okay. Here we are. Dead as a doornail. Here's what's going to happen. If you've learned anything today, Mike, you're going to start with what? The blacks. So we're going to open up the shadows. We're going to open up the black. And it's already better. We've killed the contrast a little. So let's throw a little bit of that in. Now it's obviously too yellow. We're going to pull in some of the blue. I want you to pay attention. Pay close attention. Look at this highlight right here and look at the sky. This is where we are and this is where we want to be. We're not neutralizing it. We're just beautifying it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom back out, go back up to our light panel. I'm going to open and close it so you can see it. Here's the light panel. And I think we still have to be more aggressive with the shadow. I think it's a little too much. I think that's better. And I'm going to pull down the highlight a little bit. Okay, we're almost done. And really, this takes, I'm talking and I'm doing instructions. So this is taking 5 times longer than it really takes. This takes under a minute. If you know what you're doing, you do not need a preset. Do not waste your money. Okay, so here is the clarity. I'm gonna open up the dehaze a tiny bit. Maybe I'm actually gonna open this curve. Hang on. No, it's too much. Let me put it back. Okay, ignore this. Ignore what I'm doing. Don't do the curve. Light. I think we need a little more contrast, and I think we've got it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I like it. It's a little bit hot right here, but I'm not mad at it. Let me decrease the white a little tiny bit. Okay, okay, that actually brought in a lot of these little center I don't know, what's that called in the middle? A stamen? This little yellow piece? If you know what it's called, put it in the comments. So let me pull the white back out. This is where we were, but then if you just pull this down a tiny bit, you can see that little yellow piece. I don't know what it's called in the center of the flower. I think it's called a stamen. So I actually now think we have to balance out the black a little bit. And I think that's it. I think we got it. So congratulations, people. You made me retouch a picture of a cherry blossom. Congratulations. You did it to me. All right. If you want one more, I'll do one more. Otherwise, we can just call it. What do you guys think? Do you want to do another one? Speak now. Okay. 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 You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I think we've got it for today. I think we've got it for today. So there is your masterclass. Let me just make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. Yep, we're good. Okay, so listen, let's do this again another time. Thanks so much. Oh, wait, you want to do another? Okay, 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 okay. One more, one more. One more, and then that's it. All right, hang on a second. Oh, God, I love these girls. They were so cute. Okay, hang on. Let's do 1 second. I'm looking for a really adorable picture. Okay, here we go. You are going to die when you see this. It is so stinking cute. It is so stinking cute. All right, just a second. All right, hang on. Okay, here we go. I got it. I'm just doing a screen share. Give me 1 second. Yeah, you're welcome, Mike. You're welcome. Free masterclass. Free little mini masterclass. Okay, here we go. Let me do a share screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, hang on. All right. Share screen. And here we go. Okay. Again, spring is in the air. Two kids in love. Proposing. It's proposal season. So I am shooting a lot of proposals. Okay, yeah, and I know I'm a fine artist and I have a career and I have my work in museums, but I still have to keep the lights on, just like you. So now we're going to look at this proposal. So I want you to look at what I'm doing with the exposure. So basically, it comes out hot and it comes out flat because it's a flash picture in bright sunlight. So we're going to pull the exposure down and we're going to bring in these details in the water. Ah, it's such a pretty, pretty color water. The sky's nice and blue, so the water looks blue. So, oh, you're very welcome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull down the highlights here. Yeah, that's so pretty. And we're just going to enhance the color just a little bit. And this is where it came out of the camera originally. But if you just add blue, blue is opposite to yellow on the color wheel. You're going to cut all of this thick, kind of gross yellow lighting, and you're going to get that nice natural gardeny feel. I'm going to increase the vibrance a tiny bit, and I think maybe just a little more contrast. And I think that's it. I think they look beautiful. Aren't they precious? Oh God, remember when we were this young and in love? Okay. Okay, guys. And then a little dehaze and a little clarity. I'm going to zoom in on the hair. She has this beautiful black hair. So if you just pay attention to what I'm doing with the clarity, look at this highlight right here. If I just pull the clarity in a tiny bit, you get this beautifully described highlight from the flash. And listen, the devil's in the details. If you don't look at all these little details, your pictures are going to come out consistently flat and consistently uninteresting. This is how you form your own personal look. Okay, thanks for coming, guys.